Mark, everybody's working on their New Year's resolutions. Just spoke to an analyst in London this morning that said uranium is just coming up and are a leader, leader for uranium production in the United States. You're what, one of the top two?
Well, we have a long history of producing uranium, and over the last 10 years, we produced a third of the newly mined uranium in the United States, and Cameco has produced about 42%. So between Cameco and Energy Fuels, 75% of the uranium produced in the United States came from two companies. So one third over the last 10 years, and that bodes well for our restarts that are happening right now, Tracy, on a number of fronts.
You just put out a news release a couple of weeks ago, I think about 10 days ago, that you have commenced production at 3 of your U.S. uranium mines. Can you talk to us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we've actually been readying these projects for the last year and a half, and now we're going into new uranium production, and that's at the Pinyon Plain mine in Arizona and what we call the La Salle complex in Utah, which is actually a group of about 4 or 5 mines, and we're back underground mining the ore. So really the preparations, we didn't consider uranium mining, but we are mining right now. So in 2024, between a combination of newly mined ore, alternate feed, and recovering uranium from some of our rare earth feeds, we'll be having about 1 million pounds worth of production in different stages of processing in 2024, and building that up to around 2 million pounds the next year or so, which is really the beginning of the flywheel on our uranium production.
I was reading that Energy Fuels has accounted for roughly 2/3 of all U.S. uranium production over the past 5 years. I'm going to assume you're going to maintain this position here in 2024 or increase the percentage.
Well, the 2/3 over the last 5 years, that's because of the unique capabilities of the company to be able to do what we call alternate feed. So when no one else was producing anything or hardly anything, we were able to recycle uranium from people like Cameco and Converdyne, Union Pacific, and produce uranium at very low cost during low price periods of the last 5 years. So no, we plan to do keep up with our traditional uranium production and increase that, as I said, from 1 million to 2 million pounds. There are some other projects that are going to come into production in 24, including UR Energy. So I don't think we'll hold that 2/3 production this next 5 years, but I think we're still going to be, if not the largest producer, we'll be second largest producer in the United States, as we have been for decades.
There's a lot of stock promotion going on out there, Bart. New companies, they get themselves an acreage and say that they're going to be producing uranium. I don't think they appreciate how many licenses you have to go through to actually handle this radioactive material. Would you mind helping some of the InvestorNews audience out there going, hey, we want to get in on this uranium market, which is just beginning to flourish. Can you share with them some, basic how this actually works?
Yeah. Well, Tracy, I've been in the uranium business this year for 48 years, and I've mined uranium all over the world, in United States, Africa, Kazakhstan, and in Africa. So it is very difficult to get into the uranium business because of the permits and licenses required, the capital investment on building new projects, and the expertise. So it is not easy, and I can tell you that only a handful will succeed, of new players will succeed, and that is probably being optimistic. So if you look at the last cycle, there were only 3 or 4 projects, really new projects outside of Kazakhstan, that actually got up and produced uranium in a successful way.
So if I have this right, Mark, we're currently producing, we have 3 mines or 3 additional mines that are commencing production in 2024, is that correct?
Correct. And we're readying some of the other projects. So it's going to be dynamic as we build up our production capabilities and as we secure additional new long-term contracts, which we signed 3 long-term contracts about a year and a half ago. So as we get new contracts, as the uranium price goes up, we'll continue to turn on and restart other mines in addition to what we already have operating at this moment.
And for everybody interested in uranium, I urge you strongly to go to the Energy Fuels website. There's photographs, there's education, information, and a long list of news releases that will bring you up to speed. Mark, thank you so much for joining us, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Tracy, and Happy New Year to you as well.